मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में।
बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में।
इन्हीं योगियों की पीढ़ी में योगी श्रेयोनाथ हुए।
आयुर्वेद की ज्योति जलाकर श्रेय प्रेय के साथ हुए।
योगी चांदनाथ के सत्कर्मों का
पुण्य प्रताप यह सारा है।
2012 में स्थापित विश्वविद्यालय हमारा है।
जो चाहो सो पाओ मठ की दिव्य धरोहर में।
एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में। बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में।
अधुनातन विज्ञान और टेक्नोलॉजी
So, hello, mic testing. Hello. So, hello, mic testing. Hello. So, hello, mic testing. Hello. So, hello, mic testing. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. हेलो
So,
तो आपको आवाज आ रही है हमारी
hello, mic testing. Hello.
हेलो 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 हेलो
So,
तो आपको आवाज आ रही है हमारी
hello, mic testing. Hello.
हेलो 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 हेलो
So,
तो आपको आवाज आ रही है हमारी
hello, mic testing. Hello.
हेलो 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 हेलो
So,
Hello. Hello.
third session. Namaskar to all the participants. I welcome to all of you into week's interdisciplinary refresher program on research methodology and publication ethics. Soon we are going to start our inauguration program. So we will wait for five minutes and soon we will join the platform. Thank you. Please stay with us.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Dear participants, we are soon going to start our inaugural session. So please stay with us. Please wait for 5 to 10 minutes till our guest speakers are coming. Thank you. I think I am audible and you are able to understand my voice. Hoping that you are getting the voice. So I am Dr. Sushila Sharma, Department of Education, Baba Masnath University. Welcome to all of you. Please stay with us till our session is going to be started. Dear participants, welcome to all. Our eminent guest speakers are just at the gate. So we are here to welcome them. Please stay with us till the inauguration is going on. This is the refresher program for researchers, participants who are keenly interested to gain knowledge and explore themselves in the field of research. This refresher program is intended to explore your knowledge in the field of research. So please stay with us till the session is going to be inaugurated by our guest speakers, uh, our chief patrons and patrons, our dean and other faculty members. Hoping that you are able to watch the program session. Here comes our eminent guest speakers arrived. I cordially welcome all the esteemed guests and faculty members of our BMU family on the occasion of this August gathering of organization of this 2 weeks interdisciplinary refresher program organized by Department of Education, Faculty of Humanities, Baba Masnath University, Rohtak. It is our 4th refresher program conducted under the flag of IQSC. So our inauguration session is going to be started along with the lamp lightning and then followed by our Kulgeet. Our Masnath University is under the blessings of Baba Masnath. He has been remained a great sage. Under his pious and blessings, our university is day by day blooming and widely known in the field of education. along with our department, the faculty members and guest speakers have started the lamp lighting. Now I request to all the respected guests to take their seats and let us start our inauguration program. It is followed by now full gate.
बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में
Please wait. Please wait.
की धरती बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में
बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती स्थल बोहर में एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में
इन्हीं योगियों की पीढ़ी में योगी श्रेयोनाथ हुए
आयुर्वेद की ज्योति जलाकर श्रेय प्रेय के साथ हुए
योगी चांदनाथ के सत्कर्मों का
पुण्य प्रताप यह सारा है
2012 में स्थापित विश्वविद्यालय
जो चाहो सो पाओ मटकी दिव्य धरोहर में।
एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में, बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती असफल मोहर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में।
अधुनातन विज्ञान और टेक्नोलॉजी की शाखाएं,
सब कुछ सुलभ यहाँ ग्लोबल दुनिया की विद्याएं।
केंद्र अनेक बने हैं विद्या के इस मंदिर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में, बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती असफल मोहर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में।
आस्थाओं विश्वासों का शुभ कर्मों का संसार यहाँ,
योगी बालक नाथ सरीखा भौगोलिक विस्तार यहाँ।
संस्कार उद्दीपित गोचर घोर अगोचर में।
हाँ, एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में,
बाबा मस्तनाथ की धरती असफल मोहर में। एक विश्वविद्यालय जैसे कमल सरोवर में।
Thank you to all the esteemed guests. Now we are going to start our inauguration program with the bouquet presentation. I would like to invite first Dr. Aruna Anchal, Head of Department of Education. She will provide bouquet to Dr. Anjana Rao. She is Pro-Chancellor of our Baba Masnath University. So, here Dr. Aruna Anchal, Head Department of Education, providing bouquet to Dr. Anjana Rao, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Professor Dr. B.M. Yadav, who is Dean of Faculties, Dean Faculty of Humanities, and I would like to VC sir. Our VC sir is Ramesh Kumar Yadav. I welcome to sir. I would like to invite now Dr. Archana Kumari. She will provide bouquet to Dr. Inderjeet. He is registrar of our university. I welcome you, sir. Now, Dr. Renu Kansal will provide bouquet to Dr. Naveen Kumar. He is Dean Academic Affairs of our university. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Aruna Anchal again. She would provide bouquet to Controller of Examination of our Baba Masnath University, Professor Mukesh Shingla, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us in this inauguration session. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Ritu Gupta to provide bouquet for B.C. Yadav, sir, in Faculty of Humanities. Thank you, sir. You are welcome here on this session of inauguration of 2 weeks refresher program. Now we are going to start our inauguration session with the introduction of the university. I would like to tell about a little bit about our university, Baba Masnad University, as it is already explained in the Kulgit that our Kulgit is a self-explaining, remarkable, very sweet song, which is highlighting that our university is a कमल जैसा विश्वविद्यालय और अपने इस विश्वविद्यालय के लिए हम अब सभी डीन ऑफ फैकल्टीज एंड अदर मेंबर्स का शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि सभी यहाँ हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में आए और शामिल हुए। प्रोग्राम इनॉग्रेशन प्रोग्राम में आप सभी का स्वागत है। हम डॉक्टर सुशीला शर्मा ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन बाबा मसनाथ यूनिवर्सिटी एंड Dean Faculty of Humanities also here with us, Dr. B.M. Yadav sir. So I would like to invite and introduce about our guest sir, Dr. B.M. Yadav sir.
I pay my sincere respect and regards to our most revered and renowned Chancellor of the University and our Patron-in-Chief, Mansri Balaknath Yogi. I also convey my heartfelt respects to our esteemed Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Anjana Rao, and to our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor and Dr. Ramesh Kumar Yadav. I express my gratitude to our respected Registrar, Dr. Professor Inderjit and to our worthy Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Naveen Kapilji. My thanks goes to the organizer of this program, Dr. Aruna Anchal, other deans, members of faculty, teaching and non-teaching, organizers, resource persons of this program, participants and dear scholars. It's a matter of great pleasure and pride that Education Department of our university has organized an interdisciplinary refresher program of 2 weeks on the topic research methodology and publication ethics in collaboration with the IQAC cell of the university. No doubt nowadays the craze of research is increasing in our country day by day. In this materialistic age, the students and scholars are pursuing research in pursuit of enhancement of their career skills and gains. While doing so, the scholars adopt fair and sometimes foul means to achieve their goals. They try to learn the niceties and nuances of their work. With the emergence of technology, some underbellies like plagiarism, cut and paste, and copying are raising their ugly heads. So it is the pious duty of the system to maintain the sanctity and dignity of research. There must be clarity and authenticity. Research work is an academic activity in search of knowledge. It's a journey of discovery, a movement from known to unknown. It's a contribution to the existing knowledge. Its main purpose is to find out the hidden truth. In addition to it, publication ethics are the soul of research. While doing research, a scholar should follow these ethics in toto, failing which nothing worthwhile can be achieved and the purpose of research becomes a mockery. So it is the religious duty of the scholars to act upon and promote these ethics of publication while doing research. I hope our scholars and participants will gain a lot from this program. They will be benefited certainly. My good wishes are with them and I wish this program a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for such motivating words. Hoping that participants would keep in mind your precious words and follow them while conducting their research and during this program. So I would like to invite now Dean Academic Affairs, Baba Masnath University, Dr. Naveen Kumar. Sir, you are welcome here. Please address the audience. Dear participants, our Professor Dean Academic Affairs of Baba Masnath University, Rohtak, I pay my sincere gratitude as under his guidance and cooperation this program has become possible at a grand level. Sir, you are invited. Please speak on and address the participants.
Thanks, ma'am. I will start from where Dr. Professor B.M. Yadav has left this platform. Now, first of all, I would like to introduce our university to all of you, the participants who are connected online and the offline, and the participants who are the part of our university and the participants who are from the other university. I welcome all of you. The Baba Masnath University is the unique blend of academic and the spirituality. The Baba Masnath University Rohtak is a private self-financed university bloomed under the aegis of the Shri Baba Masnath Mat Astalwar, and with the mission to provide quality education to all, to achieve excellence in academics, and to create transformation with more than 80 plus approved courses, 10 faculties, and 10,000 plus students, and 500 plus faculty members. The university is spread over 250 plus acres area, and we have more than 25,000 plus alumni in our university. Now, the university is working under the guidance and under the guidance of Honorable Chancellor Mahan Shri Balak Nath Ji, the Mathadish of Baba Masnath Mast, and the MP Elver, who always guide us from where he is presently in India or outside India. He always guide us, and we follow always the path given by him. And the our leadership team, the day-to-day work is under the Professor Dr. Anjana Rao, Pro-Chancellor, Baba Masnath University. She always guides us, and the sports each faculty member and the students at 24 hours. Now, our next team leader is the Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ramesh Kumar. He always supports and the guide us at every time. The our Registrar, Professor Inderjit, who always supports us every time. Now, the seed of the education, which was planted in the 1958, has come a long way, has taken a form, a very big, now taken as a form, very big tree under the name of Shri Baba Masnath University. The Masnath University, you can say the Mutt entered into the education field after a long back time with the initial educational institute Masnath Ayurvedic College, which was started in 1958. Then Shri Baba Masnath Public School, which was started in 1987. Then MBA College 1995, with the again with the start of pharmacy, and the D.Ed College in 1996, Engineering and Dental College in 1997, Physiotherapy and the Faculty of Physiotherapy was started. College of Physiotherapy was started in 1998. Sanskrit College in 1999. Nursing College in 2000. New Girls Hostel and the Hospitals 2005. And the enhancement of the Engineering College by introducing M.Tech courses and the M.Pharma courses in the Pharmacy 009. Then MCA and the Civil Engineering courses in the Engineering Colleges 2010. And after that, Baba Masnath Polytechnic. And after that, the University, Masnath University, was introduced in the 2012. Now, the university has total 10 faculties: Faculty of Ayurveda, Faculty of Physiotherapy, Faculty of Pharmacy, Faculty of Sciences, Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Management and the Commerce, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Humanities, Faculty of Law, and the Faculty of Engineering. With if you start from the different Faculty of the Ayurveda, we have the BAMS courses, which is one of the oldest institute in the state of the Haryana, with the total number of seats 60. Then we have a Faculty of Physiotherapy with the BPT, MPT, and the PhD courses. Again, to the next faculty, we have Faculty of Nursing with the post-basic courses and the ANM and the GNM courses. Then again, Faculty of Pharmacy with the D Pharmacy, B Pharmacy, M Pharma, and the PhD courses in that faculties. Then Faculty of Sciences. In the Faculty of Sciences, there are traditional courses, that is BSc Medical, Non-Medical, Biotechnology, and BSc Honors in all streams, that is Physics, Chemistry, and the Mathematics, and post-graduation courses, that is MSc in the field of Physics, Chemistry, Botany, Zoology, Math, and the Biotechnology with the doctorate courses. Now, Faculty of Humanities is a very big, one of the big faculties in our university, starting from the graduation courses, that is BA, BJ, MC, and the Bachelor of Library Sciences, Information Sciences, Master of Library, Information Sciences, Shastri courses, and the postgraduate courses in almost all the subjects, and the PhD courses. Now, the Faculty of Law, we have two undergraduate courses, that is BA, LLB, LLB, and one PG courses, LLM, and the PhD courses. Now, the Faculty of Engineering, in the Faculty of Engineering, we have 4 branches: Faculty of Computer Science and the Engineering, Civil Engineering, Electronics and the Communication Engineering, with the Mechanical Engineering. So we have MTech in all these courses, including the PhD courses. We have medical facilities in our campuses, and we have a very old eye hospitals and the Ayurvedic hospital in our campuses, which help every students and the faculty members and family members of faculty members, and the very famous hospitals in surroundings. Now, come to this refresher courses. We in next 2 weeks, students are going to learn about the research methodology and the publication ethics. In the research methodology, we start the program planning, survey development, survey data analysis, reporting, and the consultation. All these are included in the research methodology. The research methodology basically includes the 4 number of the things. First is the question which arise in the mind of all research scholars. That is, research scholars can ask a research question. This is then focuses, which will focuses in their research. Then second is the generate ideas, the brainstorm how you will answer the questions using the method presented to you during this coursework. And third is the organize your ideas. Remember, the key to methodology is that another person must be able to follow the steps you took in doing your researches. Now, the last one is the thesis. Your research should answer all the questions when you will bind your research copies or the thesis and submit to the university. Now, the ethics basically include rules and the regulations, role of conduct, which you will follow in this 2 weeks refresher course, and the values and the moral principle which you will show during your online classes in the coming next 15 days, and during your research which you will going to show to your teachers. Now, in the lighter mode, there is basically a relation between the research scholar and the student, just like a relation between the mother of a kids and you can say the mother-in-law of that particular lady. Because I am going to show on a lighter note a very small pictures in which एक माँ ने अपने बच्चे की पैर की एक तस्वीर सोशल मीडिया पे एक कैप्शन के साथ डाली कि लगता है इस बच्चे ने अभी चलना सीखा है, लेकिन उसकी सास ने तुरंत जवाब दिया इसका मतलब ये है कि तुमने फर्श साफ नहीं किया क्योंकि इसके पैर गंदे हैं. Now this is the relation between the, you can say, your scholar and the your guide or your research supervisor, because research supervisor always show you the new ideas, new what you will do in your research. He always tell you, yeah, always guide you, beta naya karo, kuch naya karo. This is the something, do something new. Now in the last, I will give you the my best wishes and best of luck to all the research scholars who are going to participate in this 2 weeks programs. Whether you are our scholars or you are from the other university, our wishes from the behalf of my all management, my all staff, and my all fraternity to you. And I wish you for this particular 15 days course best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving such a briefing about our university and different courses we are running here, and let the participants to know about more about our university. Now, I would like to invite our esteemed guest, Registrar Sir, Dr. Inderjeet Sir. Inderjeet Sir has a dual working, what you can say, in our university. He is playing a vital role in. He is a pillar of he's one of the great pillar and solid pillar of our university. Sir has done doctorate. He is gold medalist in MCOM. Sir has worked in the Department of Higher Education in December 2017 and as associate professor, then acted as principal in the Department of Higher Education in March 2019, as a director in Ahid College, Rewari, from 1st April 2019 to 2021. He has worked as officiating principal in different colleges for 2008 and established new government colleges during his repositions. I would like to invite Dr. Inderjeet sir. Please have a few words for our participants and please bless us with your precious words.
Honorable Dr. Anjana Rao ji, Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Kumar Yadav ji, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mukesh Singla ji, Controller of Examination, Dr. Naveen Kapil, Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. B.M. Yadav, Dean Humanities, Dr. Aruna Achal, Dean Education, Deans, worthy resource persons, and delegates. As you know, DMU is going to conduct 14 days refresher program on research methodology and publication ethics, organized by Department of Education in association with IQA from 20th July to 4th August 2022. It is a matter of great pleasure for us that the responses of the participants is very high. Until now, we have got the willingness of about 500 researchers, faculty members to attend this program. The topic of refresher program, research methodology and publication ethics, was selected taking into consideration the fact that this subject has been introduced in UGC coursework and to make available the detailed informations materials to the research scholars. 40 different aspects are taken to be discussed during this program, and different eminent resource persons from different universities will deliver their lectures. During this program, different aspects and concepts in the field of research will be discussed. Conducting research on a particular topic in a particular field is quite a complicated process, which demands for a several tasks and deep knowledge about the research. From selection of the research problem to collection of data, review of literature, research gaps, and data presentation, their analysis and interpretation of data according to the objectives of the study, findings, conclusions, suggestions, all aspects will be discussed during this program. In addition, different aspects of research publication ethics will also be discussed during this coursework. I hope during this program, Researchers will be benefited by getting detailed information, methods, tools, and techniques which will help them in improving the quality of research, and definitely the standard of research will improve. With the blessings of Mahant Balaknath Ji Yogi, Chancellor of the University, Pro-Chancellor Dr. Anjana Rao Ji, Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Kumar Yadav Ji, I congratulate the organizers to organize this 14 days refresher program and wish for a grand success. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your blessed words. And you are such a personality who is always inspiring for the others. Now I would like to introduce and invite our Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Ramesh Kumar Yadav, sir. Sir, you are humbly invited, and please share some views on this platform with the participants. Let me introduce about our Vice Chancellor, sir. Our Vice Chancellor, sir, it is actually a very memorable occasion and a landmark for all of us to have our esteemed Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. Ramesh Kumar Yadav, sir. He is an excellent and very vibrant senior scientist and worked as Chaudhry Charan Singh University at HAS Hisar. He is doctorate in genetics and received ICR SRF fellowship during his PhD degree program. He has attended and conducted several short-term training programs, and our esteemed Vice Chancellor, sir, has a vast experience of more than 15 to 20 years. It is beyond my calculations. Still, I am falling short of words. Two words I want to say about sir is very polite and vibrant personality. And under his flagship, our university is gaining day by day momentum, and we are encouraged uh, produce this platform for the participants regarding this publication ethics, which are the researchers gaining some problems. So here we are inviting sir, you are invited here to share your experience and views with the participants. Thank you.
Thank you. I take this opportunity at the inaugural day of the 2 weeks refresher course on research methodology and publication ethics being organized by the Department of Education at this university. As earlier, our faculty has elaborated in detail at this inaugural session at this pious land of our Masnath, with the blessings of our founder Chancellor, paying my tribute to Yogi Chandnath ji, the founder Chancellor, and the present our Chancellor Yogi Balaknath ji, with their blessings, and in the presence of Dr. Anjana Rao, Pro-Chancellor of the university, the other team of the university who is running the affairs of this university, Professor Inderjit ji, Registrar, Dr. Navil Kapil ji, Dean Academic Affairs, Mukesh Singla ji, our Controller of Examination, Dean Humanities, Dr. B.M. Yadav ji, and above all, despite sadness in his family, Dr. Aruna Anchal ji, who could make it to be present on this inaugural session, other faculties, the participants of this online and offline refresher course, who will be planned for 2 weeks, covering various aspects of research methodology and the publication ethics. The resource persons who are there on the online I welcome and take this opportunity. As we are aware, the research methodology is required, and the way we choose our topic of research, so thus that must be applicable and must benefit the society or area to which we belong. So our whatever we choose, the research topic, for that our advisor, in consultation with the advisor, the research scholars are supposed to work on the research topic they have chosen for their PhD degree. So they must be taken into consideration the various aspects while choosing the research topic. The sample size, they must survey the literature, go through the work which has already been reported, and moreover, so that way, that must find whatever we do in our PhD dissertation or thesis work, that must contribute or must be applicable, benefit the society or area in general, and for the state in particular. We know that new education policy put emphasis on the publication ethics. These publication ethics, they are actually the integrity of the scholar, and that must be honored. Okay, whatever he is putting in words as his publication, so that must have some originality in it. We find that whatever data we have taken into consideration, that should be true to its value, and honestly, we must interpret all those our findings and put them in a order, so that we are accountable and held responsible for whatever we have done in our research work. So those ethics, actually, they must be kept in mind while pursuing. I hope this 2-week refresher course, which is well planned by our Department of Education, involving various resource persons, so that must be benefit you, and it intends to update your information knowledge, so that we must be clear in our approach while pursuing our research and publicizing it in the form of the thesis. I wish that this will meet its objective, this 2-week refresher course, and definitely you will be benefited. I am told that about 500 research scholars and faculty members have joined, and many more maybe, because today is the inaugural day, though registration date was up to 19th, but still some person may approach and they may be willing. So whether it could be possible for them to accommodate them. So with that, I wish success to this 2-week refresher course, and congratulate the organizers in particularly Dr. Anjana Raoji, who has extended all the helps to the faculty members and are always there to help them. So with that, I once again wish grant success to this 2-week refresher course. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Under your flagship and your supervision, we will surely provide a solid platform for the research scholars and the participants who have joined this program, 2-week interdisciplinary refresher programs, for gaining much and much more about the research field knowledge. Along with that, we are also trying to provide them some more exploration regarding some software packages also. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, our Vice Chancellor, sir, is an ocean of knowledge. It is a non, we cannot say कि भी उनके लिए बहुत शब्द भी थोड़े पड़ जाते हैं. I will make you aware about his research journey. Some of few glances I am going to provide you. He has published near about more than 45 research papers, which are a milestone in the field of science. Particularly, he has also gained achievements by registering with the NBPGR by in the field of the germplasm. He had got 8 registration. So, sir, you are a wonderful personality, and I am blessed and fortunate enough to invite you. And now I would like to invite our Pro-Chancellor ma'am, Anjana ma'am. Dr. Anjana Rao is invited here to share her experience and precious views with the participants. Our Pro-Chancellor ma'am, Anjana ma'am, she has remained a social activist and a very energetic, lively woman empowerment. You can say a symbol of woman empowerment. She has always guided and helped the faculty members as and whenever we required her assistance. At every moment of the hour, 24 hours, she is always rendering her services at any moment. Under her guidance, our university is grooming day by day, and from a sapple to a banyan tree, it has taken a shape. Now it is widely gaining a momentum in the field of education. So I am now going to invite you. Anjana ma'am, you are requested to share your views with the participants. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Suchila ma'am. Good morning, all of you. Worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Kumar Yadav ji, Registrar Dr. Inderjit ji, Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Naveen Kapil ji, Controller of Examination, Dr. Mukesh Singla ji, Education Department Dean Dr. Arunachal ma'am, and different departments के deans and deputy deans, participants, dear students, good morning. शोध के बारे में बहुत ज्यादा आप लोगों को है. हम थोड़ा सा शोध के बारे में आप लोगों से सीख भी रहे हैं. हमारे यहाँ पे हमारे वाइस चांसलर सर बताते हैं बहुत सारी चीजें. तो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं सिर्फ इतना ही जानती हूँ कि आपका जो गाइड होता है वो आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ी, समझ लो कि पूरे शोध का निचोड़ उन्हीं के पास होता है. तो अगर उनकी गाइडेंस में, उनके समर्पण भाव से उनके साथ गुणवत्ता वाले अगर आपको शोध करना है तो आपको थोड़ा सा उनके साथ समर्पित भाव से काम करना होगा. शोध के बारे में अगर कहें तो गुणवत्ता वाले शोध अगर हम करने की बात करते हैं तो बहुत सारे प्रयोग होते हैं जीवन में. शोध कहीं से एक किसी चीज का डेफिनेशन नहीं है, बहुत ब्रॉड और बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है. तो इसके बारे में हम जितना भी बात करें उतना कम है. लेकिन जितना हम जानते हैं कि जैसे हम लोग अगर बात करें कि कृषक होता है, किसान होता है, वो कहीं से उसको कोई एजुकेशन या उसकी कोई पढ़ाई नहीं होती, फिर भी वो उसको पता होता है कि अब कौन सा एनवायरनमेंट है, इस मौसम में कौन सा मैं बीज डालूंगा, कैसे मैं इसकी तैयारी करूंगा. वो सीजन से पहले उसकी तैयारियां शुरू कर देता है. तो आप भी अगर ये अपना टॉपिक जब डिसाइड करने आप जाते हैं, यूनिवर्सिटी में मिलते हैं आपके कोर्स वर्क के बाद, तो आपके अंदर एक क्यूरियोसिटी जो होती है वो होनी चाहिए, ताकि आपको ये नहीं कि मेरे को कौन सा टॉपिक लेना चाहिए या मैं किस टॉपिक पे काम करूं. आपके अंदर आत्मा से जो जिसके लिए आपके जानने की, समझने की, उसके डीपली उसके अंदर जाने की, जो रिसर्च के लिए आप सीखना चाहते हो, जिसके लिए आप आए हो यूनिवर्सिटी में, तो उस पे अगर आप काम करोगे तो मेरे ख्याल से आपको किसी से टॉपिक पूछने की जरूरत नहीं. आप डिसाइड करो, क्योंकि सब कुछ सब नहीं जानते. सब स्टूडेंट्स पहले नए होते हैं, उनको नहीं पता होता. हमने भी जब शुरू किया था तो हमने भी अपने गुरुजनों से उसके बारे में बहुत सारी बार फोन करते थे, पूछते थे फिर फोन करते थे कि मैं कहीं ये लिखूं, फिर वो मेरा गलतियां निकालेंगे। तो जितना आप इंटरेक्शन करोगे अपने गुरुजी से, और टॉपिक के बारे में आप गुणवत्ता वाले टॉपिक लो, जिसका आज के नई न्यू पॉलिसी एजुकेशन में भी कि अब स्किल्स पे जो काम हो रहा है उस पे अगर हम काम करते, जो समाज के लिए भी बेनिफिट होगा, उस टॉपिक पे अगर आप काम करोगे तो आप सबके लिए बहुत ही लाभदायक होगा। और रही आपके हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी की बात, तो हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में आपको कभी भी मेरे ख्याल से बहुत सारे हमारे डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स में सारे बहुत ही अच्छे अच्छे क्रीमी लेयर में कहूँ कि डायमंडिक, तो यहाँ पे सब गाइड्स हैं, अवेलेबल हैं। तो आपको उनसे इंटरेक्शन करने की जरूरत है, उनसे मिलने की जरूरत है, और अपना काम समर्पण भाव से करें। तो मैं सबसे पहले अरुणाचल मैडम को, जो इतनी दुखद घटना के बाद भी यहाँ पे अवेलेबल हैं अपने काम करने के लिए, बहुत ही कमिटमेंट मैडम ने किया, तो अब यहाँ पे अवेलेबल है। हम ऐसा सोच भी नहीं रहे थे कि हम कर भी पाएंगे। तो ऐसी आप 2 वीक का ये रिफ्रेशिंग कोर्स जो कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए हम आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Anjana ma'am. Inspiring words, and you are such a committed person who will always inspire the participants, and you are also a milestone. I will also consider to be a milestone for this university. So thank you for staying with us and in our inaugural session. So dear participants, it is all about our inaugural session. After a break of 5 minutes, we are going to start our first session. So after 5 minutes, we will meet again for our first technical session on identification of the problems and hypotheses. Let me correct, it is time 10 minutes. Please stay with us. Do not go away. We will soon meet. Welcome to this first session. Dear participants, there is some technical issue we have to face this time. Our first technical session will be followed by the second one, as there is an accident happened to our first resource person, that is Dr. Aditi Bhatt from Mumbai, Oxford University, assistant professor. She is not available this time. So we will followed by the second session, which will be shared by Dr. Sangeeta Malik, and she is the professor, Department of Mathematics, BMU Rohtak. Soon she is going to join our platform. Till then, let me give some glimpses about the PPTs that Aditi ma'am has shared. Actually, her father got a heart attack late night, so we will have to postpone her program, her session this time. So मेरे को तो नहीं दिखाएगा। Dear participants, there is an electricity problem due to which we are not able to provide our session. So please wait for 15 to 20 minutes. Soon we will get gather again on the same platform. So have patience. Soon we are going to start our session. Please wait for 15 to 20 minutes.
सर एक सेकंड
Dear participants, there is some technical problems. So now we are going to start our session. Aditi ma'am's session will be taken over by the next one, which is being chaired by Dr. Sangeeta Malik. She will provide some information and valuable information on sample techniques and hypothesis related and types of error. Sorry. So related with this topic, I hope that you will explore your knowledge more and more. I want to invite Dr. Renu Kansal. She will introduce Sangeeta ma'am. Dr. Renu ma'am, you are please invited here to share the session and take over the session here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I would like to call upon Mrs. Sangeeta Malik. Mrs. Sangeeta Malik, she received her MSc, MPhil, and PhD from MD University, Rohtak, Haryana. Presently, she is working as a professor in the Department of Mathematics, Baba Masnath University, Rohtak. She has more than 14 years of experience in teaching. She has published more than 15 research papers in national and international journals. Her research interests include sampling theory, SAE, reliability modeling, queuing theory, etc. Let's all give her a warm welcome. Sangeeta ma'am, please. I will hand over mic to you now. You will now start your discussion on.
Hello, I'm audible.
Everyone, are you seeing the PPT?
Hello, hello, I'm audible.
Hoping that you can see the all the PPT. First PPT, sampling method and types of sampling error. Now, ma'am, please, I will give mic to you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Sangeeta.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. I am audible. Hello. Hello. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me opportunity to interaction with the participants. Hello. Okay. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you the organizing committee, and thank you the administration of Baba Masnath University to giving me the opportunity to interaction with the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks again for introducing me. The first of all, I am Professor Sangeeta Malik in Department of Mathematics, Baba Masnath University. And today is my topic, that is the sampling method and types of sampling. First of all, why sampling is important. Just a minute.
Hello. 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 Please wait for 5 minutes. Technical issues going on. Please wait for 5 minutes and stay with us only. Thank you very much. Sorry for inconvenience. We are trying to resolve the problem. Please wait for 5 minutes.
Hello. Sorry, participant, for the inconvenient. The first of all, why we need sampling? The sampling, that is most important part in statistics, because statistics is the science of data. That means in a simple language, research or statistics, that is without sampling, that is food without salt. That is very important in the many fields like education, management, biostat, chemistry, and other subjects, and many other options. That is very important. First of all, why we need sampling? The sampling needs, because sampling saves time. Basically, we can say that sampling saves the cost of finance and the cost of time. That is, and the more the sampling saves the time, the data can be collected and summarized more quickly with a sample than a complete count of whole population. Complete population को study करने के बजाय अगर हम samples से study करते हैं, that is so easy, so time saving, and so financially saving. That is minimize the cost of, for example, when we survey on a agriculture field, then we can go to field area like Rohtak district, and when we take the some villages of Rohtak district, the total population is district of Rohtak, and the sample is the some villages, then the traveling cost is reduced when we select a sample, and the time is also reduced. Next, in case of infinite population, there is only option to choose sampling. There is we can not find out the proper results of survey without sampling. The sampling reduces the cost of experiment because only a few selected items are studied in the sampling, in which, but basically the sampling is represent all the population. Basically, we can say that a sample is a representative of a population. With the help of this, we can conclude the population we study, our research, then conclude with the help of the sampling. Next is for example, there is a when festival or a function at a house, then lightning, there is a problem in the lights, then that is not possible to check every bulb. We can select randomly, we can take the sample and remove the problem. Similarly, the first point, very important, that is the sampling unit. The sampling unit, Basically, an element or a group of element on which observation can be taken is called a sampling unit. The objective of the survey helps in determining the definition of sampling unit. Basically जो भी हमारे research के objectives होते हैं, वो जो sampling unit है, sampling unit that is the part of the sample, and sample that is the part of the population. Yani that is a subpopulation, or this is also called that is a subpopulation or subpart of population. That means the sampling unit that is the object that clear the objective of our research. Next, the definition of sampling unit depends and varies as per the objective of the study. The basically when our objectives are differ, then the sampling unit also differ. Otherwise, some cases when we objective is not find out with the help of the with the sample, that sample we have choose from the population. In that case, we can change the sampling unit or sample. Next, population. The population, that is the group of elements from which a researcher samples and to which she or he might like to generalize. It is also called universe. It should be clearly defined. जो भी हम population research के लिए choose करते हैं, that should be वो हमारे जो objectives हैं उसको लेकर clear होने चाहिए. And we choose the population that clear your objectives, that reliable for your objectives. It refers to total number of cases having special characteristics from which sample is drawn. Basically the population, that is two type of population, that is a finite population and infinite population. The finite population, for example, that is there are 50 students in the class, that is a finite population. And the when a book is published, there is number of fonts are that are infinite. That is the example of the infinite population. And other type of the population, there are two type of population, that is the real population and the hypothetical population. The real population, that means that the objectives of this population that is already exist, and the hypothetical that are not exist. For example, hypothetical to tossing a coin continuously until a head appear, throw a die until a 6 appears. That is the hypothetical population of throwing a die and so on. And the real, that is the last year results of economic growth of India and so on. Basically, sampling is done for government and private agencies use for plannings like policies. And in India, they here NSS, the National Survey Sampling Organization in India in Kolkata, that survey in agriculture, in economic growth, and time to time survey on that, on behalf of that survey, that conclude the results and growth of economic growth, or that is increase or decrease or constant, like that, any results. Next, that is census. The complete count of population is called census. That is, the total population is also called census. The observation of all the sampling units in the population are collected in census. For example, in India, the census is conducted every 10th year, in which observation on all the persons staying in India is collected. But due to Corona, the census count of India of 2021 is pending, and that is completing up to 2024. And the first of time in India, that is on digital count census. And the next, that is the sampling. Basically, the sampling is statistical procedure of drawing a small number of elements from a population and drawing conclusion regarding to the population. And we choose a sample from a population, and to draw the first of all we choose a problem, First of all, we choose the target population, the population that we have studied on that. Next, choose a sample. But here, first of all, when we choose a sample, that is always be a good sample. Good sample means that is an unbiased sample. When that is a good sample, then our results are that represent the whole population, and that is the for reliable for the our study. जब हम कुछ अच्छे सैंपल चूज करते हैं तो वो हमारे जो भी हमारी रिसर्च है, हमारी स्टडीज हैं, वो उनके रिजल्ट्स को उतना ही रिलायबल बनाते हैं. बट देयर आर सम टाइम samples are bad, then on that time your objectives are not clear, then we change the sampling units. For example, first of all, here that is the population and sampling, that is a small sample from that in the picture. And next, second, the first of all, that is how sampling is important. Sampling is important, that is first of all, we can say that the first of all, it is not possible to study whole the population. For example, in infinite case of population, we cannot study all the population objectives, and in that case we use sampling. Because sampling is, I can tell about in the starting, that is reduce the cost of finance at the cost of time. So that is very important in a study. And the next is next slide. Next. The sampling, basically, the first of a sample is a small part of something used to represent the whole or to learn something about the whole population. Sampling is the process of drawing a number of individual cases from a larger populations. And the sampling is the way to learn about a larger population by obtaining information from a subset of a larger population. It means to an end, that is from starting to end. And the sampling, the basically sampling, that is all the sample that is always be the representative of a population. When that is true, then our results is also true, and the results are also reliable. The next, we can take the samples when we can go to doctor for prescription. Doctor can prescribe some test. Then we can go to lab for a testing. Then he and she can take a sample of blood and provide the results on the behalf of that sample. And that is a census survey or a sample survey. When data is to be collected from each member of the population, it is known that is a census survey. In the previous slide, I tell about that the census of India is that is every 10th year. Next, when data is to be collected only from some members of the population, it is known as sample survey. For example, here there is that is total, that is the census, and that is the population. That is the population, and that is the targeted population. That is the targeted population, and that is your sample. And that is your sample, and that is complete census, and that is your sample survey, and that is from that sample survey that is your become your target population. On the behalf of that, we conclude your research work, and that is sample that is collected from that target population. And the next is the sampling frame. The first of all, when we choose a sample from a population, Then the next work, that is sampling frame. The sampling frame is basically the list from which the potential respondents are drawn. The form, the list of students of college, the telephone directory. And basically, first of all, that is the other examples are the address of a particular colony, that is to cut a colony, that is a sampling frame. The next, sample size, that is very important part of the our research. That is, it is the subpopulation to be studied in order to make an inferences to a reference population. In census, the sample size is equal to the population size. But in research, a representative sample is normally used because of time constant and budget. The more the sample size, less chance of sampling error. Basically, when there is, that is your population, that is your sample. And that is the sampling error. When this sample size is increased, then that is the sample error is reduced. That is reduced. The more that means the sample size is the most important part of the research, because there are two types of sampling error. That is the first sampling error, that is reduce when sample size increase, when sample size decrease, the errors are increased. And next, that is the sample size. When we go into the market and go to the market to choose to purchase a rice or a wheat, then we can take a handful of rice, and that concludes the quality is best, and we can purchase. And next, that is the sample. Sample is when we can go to lab, and he and she can take a small sample of your blood or urine, not a quantity of. And on the behalf of that sample, that diagnose and the particular results are positive or negative. The next is the sampling techniques. For our to prove our complete our research work, so basically first of all, that is choose the problem. The second, choose the population, and next choose a sample with the help of the sampling. Basically sampling, that is the methodology. With the help of that, we can choose a sample, and that sample that clear your objectives. And the first of all, the sampling techniques. There are two types of sampling techniques, that is the probability sampling and non-probability samplings. And basically the sampling probability, that is the most important part of the research work. And because that is totally based on probability, yani that sample work with the help of the probability, in which there is every object have an equal chance of selection. And that is the first type, that is a random sampling. The random sampling, this is also known as to be simple random sampling, in which we can choose a randomly, we can select object randomly. For example, in a teacher in a class can randomly select two students go for a quiz. That is a randomly selection. In a quiz competition, in a fish bowl chits, there is select of chit, that is a randomly. In a playway game, that is a lottery ticket, that is also randomly selections. And there is the simple random sampling, that is two type of random sampling. The first of all, that is simple random sampling, that is without replacement, and with replacement, that is of two types. In without replacement, simple, when we purchase a shirt from a shop, and we can and all the BME faculties that are different, different stratas, and that is a homogeneous group. And the next, that is the example of a simple random sampling. The first of all, that is a heterogeneous group, and that is divided into three groups, and all the groups internally are homogeneous. And the size is that are differ. Size may be differ or not, according to the objectives of the study. And that is again an example of population. And we can choose a stratum 1. There are 2 persons are selected, and next is 2 persons, stratum 2 and the stratum 3. And that is after selected the homogeneous group, then again apply the simple random sampling. Randomly selected 2 persons from that group, and the 2 persons from second group, and the 1 person from third group. And the next is the systematic sampling. In systematic sampling, that is we can select a sample according to a system and particular. If we choose a student in the class, that is, we can say that every 4th student can come to the ground for a sports or anything, something like any quiz or other things. And that is under this method, we can take every kth element, that is 3rd, 4th, 5th, that kind of listed in the sampling frame. In this example, that is a systematic sampling. There are 9 students in a queue, and every third, then 6th, then 9th. That is a systematic selected sample. That is a systematic sample. Next is a cluster sampling. In a cluster sampling, we cannot choose a single object. We can choose a group of objects, randomly choose a group of objects. With cluster sampling, the researcher divides the population into separate groups called clusters. And then a simple random sample of cluster is selected from the groups. First of all, and the complete population, that is a complete population. First of all, this population into groups. Sorry, drawing is not clear. That is different type of groups, and randomly selected a group, that is a cluster sampling. That is the example of cluster sampling. That is particular area of a city or a city, and that is there is a randomly selected sample of 4 houses, and that is cluster sampling. That is cluster sample. With not a single object, there are more than 1. That is a cluster sampling. And the next is the multi-stage sampling. The multi-stage sampling is the taking of samples in stages using smaller and smaller sampling units at each stage. The multi-stage sampling can be complex form of cluster sampling because it is a type of sampling which involves dividing the population into groups. It is the probability sampling technique wherein the sampling is carried out in several stages such that the sample size get reduced at the each stage. Basically, in the first stage, we can select a sample large, and the second stage that is reduced because again from that, first of all, select a sample, then again a sample from that sample. That is the multi-stage sampling. So that the sample is reduced in the next stage.
Hello, Sangeeta ma'am. Ma'am, you are requested to please speed up the session because we have another session, and 1:30 to 2 o'clock. I think there is a tea break and lunch break. So you are requested a little bit speed up the process.
Ma'am, please give me 5 to 10 minutes more.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The multi-stage sampling. The first of all, the base of multi-stage sampling is the cluster sampling. Then that is 1 stage, 2 stage, or multi-stage. and that is the after that select a sample from the sample. Basically, we can define the most important method of sampling in a research, that is a simple random sampling and a stratified sampling. That is easily understand and easily can conclude the results, and that easily can pull up the our objectives. And the next is non-probability sampling, and that these are the convenience, the purposive sampling, snowball, judgmental sampling. These are the part of non-probability sampling, because this is not base of probability, because in probability sampling, in that there is a chance of equal selection of every object, but in the non-probability sampling there is a partially selected the sample, and in the most of the cases that is a biased. And the next is the snowball sampling. The snowball sampling, in which that is a chain type, and I will give you example of a movie, Kick movie, and the Salman Khan can say this message to other 3 person, and the next person is also convey the message other 3 person. That is a chain. That is the example of snowball sampling. That is the chain work. Chain work also apply the most of the forms. That is the MV, Modi care. That is the chain procedure. That is the snowball sample. That is the example of snowball sampling, and that is the another examples of that. And convenience sampling, that is a totally on convenience. The researcher when go for the survey, and that choose the survey of the field, that field is convenient to him or her, and that is select the area according to our convenience, and that is biased, because by the convenience sampling we choose a sample that not represent all the population. And the next is the purposive or judgmental sampling. The purpose, also known as a judgmental, selective or a subjective sampling, reflects a group of sampling techniques that relies on judgment of researcher when it comes to selecting the units which are to be studied. For example, specific people, events. That means that sample is chosen for particular purpose or particular judgment. When a teacher selects a student according to his or her judgment, that is the best in mathematics, that is the best in science, then he will select for the quiz of science or math. And that are the selection of the sample according to our purpose, our judgment, and that is what is sampling error. The basic and simple funda of sampling error, that is the difference between the sample value and the population value, and that is sample value. This is also denoted by sampling error x bar minus mu. This x bar, that is sample statistic, and that is sample statistic, and that is population parameter, and that is the difference, basically difference between the sample value and the population value. It refers to difference mismatch between the sample and the population that exists only because of the observation that happen to be selected for sample, and it arises due to the fact that only a part of population has been used to estimate population parameter and to draw inferences about the population. And the most important part of the sampling error, that is reduced by increase the cost. I will give the example. That is a choose a sample, and that is a, and some of the time this is visible or this is not visible in our research, and that is when increase the, there is a small sample, there is a large sample, then here sampling error is more and the sampling error is reduced when sample is large. Understanding sampling of error. A sampling error is a deviation in the sampled value versus the true population value. Sampling errors occur because the sample is not representative of the population or is biased in some way. Biased in the sense of when we choose the non-probability sampling, that is almost the time that is a biased sampling. Even randomized samples will have some degree of sampling error because the sample is only an approximation of the population from which it is drawn. That is the, there are the types of sampling error, the population specific. The population specific error occur when a researcher does not understood who to survey. उसे क्या survey करना है? Selection error, then the selection of a sample from a population. That is the selection error. Sample frame error occur when a sample is selected from the wrong population data. Where if we can study on a cricket team and we can take a population of football team, that is a wrong population, and that is that is a problem in sample frame error. The non-response error. A non-response error occurs when a useful response is not obtained from the survey. Survey, that is survey by a questionnaire method or interview method or mail inquiry method. When the person is the respondent is not response, that type of errors arise in that case, and to conduct the potential respondent. That is the graph of the types of non-probability sampling errors, and that is also eliminating the sampling error. The most important part of reduce the sampling error, that is increase the sample size. And some of the cases that is not reduced, then the other methods are the prevalence of sampling error can be reduced by increasing the sample size. As the samples are increased, the sample gets closer to the actual population, and which is decreases the potential for deviation for the actual population. And the next, researchers might attempt to reduce sampling errors by replicating their studies. This could be accomplished by taking the same measurement repeatedly using more than one subject or multiple groups, or by undertaking multiple studies. Random sampling is an additional way to minimize the occurrence of sampling error. And random sampling is a system approach to selecting a sample. For example, rather than choosing a participant to be interviewed, afterly a research might choose those whose name are appear for 10th and so on the list. The basic funda, that is, if we select 10 persons from 100, and we can conclude the study and what they about, what their opinion in the field of any subject. And when we select a sample of 40 students and also know the opinion of their students, then we can conclude our study, our research with the help of that. Because increase of sample size, that increase of reliability of your work. What is non-sampling error? The non-sampling error refers to an error that arises from the result of data collection. That is basically the non-sampling error are external errors, and the sampling error are the internal errors, which senses the data to differ from the true values. It is different from sampling error, which is any difference between the sample values and the universal value. They may result from a limited sampling size. And the non-sampling error can come in various forms, including non-response error, measurement error, into error, adjustment error, and processing error, like that. And that all are the part of the data collection part. That is the interview and adjustment. That is also part of the data collection. And that is the sampling error that may be positive or negative. In the previous slide, we can write the sampling error x bar minus mu. When this is large, then that is positive. When this is small, then that is negative. The types of non-sampling error, that is non-response error. A non-response error is caused by the differences between the people who choose the participant compared to the people who do not participate in the given survey. In other words, it exists when people are giving the option to the participant but choose not to. Therefore, their survey results are not incorporated in the data. And the measurement error refer to all the errors relating to the measurement of each sampling unit, as opposed to errors relating to how they were selected. The error often arises when there are confusing questions, low quality data due to the sampling. Someone is try to, for example, given to the example of football or cricket team, that is the confusing questions. We can survey on, problem of cricket team and choose a data of football team. That is the measurement error. That also type of the measurement error, this example. And the interview error, Interviewer occurs when the interviewer makes an error when recording a response. In qualitative research, an interviewer may lead a respondent to answer a certain way. In a quantitative research, an interviewer may ask the question differently, which leads to a different result. When the questions are changed, then the results are also changed, response are also changed, and that is the interview error. And the adjustment error. An adjustment error describes a situation where the analysis of data adjusts it so that it is not entirely accurate. Forms of adjustment error include errors with weighting the data cleaning, and imputation. The last one, that is processing error. The processing error arises when there is a problem with processing the data that causes an error of some kind. An example will be the data were entered incorrectly or if the data file is corrupted. Sampling error versus non-sampling, we conclude in a single line. That is, the sampling error are the internally errors and the non-sampling externally. Sampling error are removed easily, but non-sampling errors are not removed easily. Some of the time they cannot be removed. And how that is the reducing the error, the sampling error. We can cause the small undiverse sample and solution. We can increase the size of the sample or more diverse sample, and the non-sampling error, that are the external factors, and that is the study mechanism design. Basically, estimation with the help a sample, that is the estimate, because with the help of the sample we can estimate our parameters of population parameter. With the help of the sample we can estimate the population parameter. A process by which a statistician makes inferences about a population based on information obtained from a sample of observed data, and that is with the help of the central tendencies, correlation coefficient, and dispersion, etc. And that is the parametric and statistics. And the basic, the sampling error, the total error, that is equal to sampling error plus non-sampling error. And that is the parameter and statistic that also we can define by this sampling error x1 minus that is that population, that is a sample. And thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, and sorry for the interruption of the technical issues. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your so much important information. Sampling is very much important in the research. Sampling में type of sampling, type of information जो मैम ने दी है sampling के बारे में, type of sampling, error, these are so much important in your research work. जो भी
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, no, ma'am. हमें इतना अच्छा लगा, हमें इतनी सारी information आपसे collect हुई. I think all research scholars also they got so much information about the research. This is the first thing which we have to do. Sampling which we have to do for the any type of research we want to do it. तो सबसे पहला जो step ही हमारी sampling होती है कि sample क्या होते हैं. जब तक हमें sample के बारे में information नहीं होगी, we can't do any type of research. So thank you, Sangeeta ma'am, for your valuable information, and you have given given us so much knowledge with all of us. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Now I think now it's lunch break for half an hour. Next session will start at 2 p.m. So everyone please join at 2 p.m. Thank you very much, Sangeeta ma'am, and all other participants. Thank you.